When you hear of a game called Hole, do you immediately think of a first-person shooter? Probably not. I was confused when I got the notification, as I was gifted this game by a good friend of mine, Call of Donuts, saying I might enjoy it. As such, I went in totally blind, getting my first impression on the game. So I fired up the good old OBS to catch my impressions. And man, I did not expect this to be the horror extraction shooter, as many have labeled it on Steam. Developed by indie studio Negafish, it is a kind of horror extraction shooter with a sort of low resolution aesthetic. Now I saw the word horror in the Steam store page and thought to myself, this game can't be scary, right? You may think some monster is chasing you, kinda, but you're set in a dark and liminal setting. Like in this case, an office, with nothing but a Glock and some Slenderman TF2 spy wearing masks that try to kill you as well. You first start out in some sewer ditch with some Glock on a folding chair as you find a microwave dropping some sort of chicken nuggies. It then opens up a dark hole that you fall through as if you're on the next free fall to some insane prison asylum in the Silent Hill Historical Society. Now, I go in confused, randomly clearing rooms with my California legal 10-round magazine. The first thing that happens is, I get domed by some guy in a mask. It gets very tense. I'm constantly watching my back. It took me some time to understand how this game plays, but after reading some forums and guides on Steam, I believe that the devs want you to learn as you play, which is what I did during my first runs. At a glance, you're around trying to find pickups, while your said bot-operated opponents spawn around the map trying to kill you. You go around looking for what I called caches, or loot, collecting both cash and data, shown respectively as coins or SD cards. You can get these by finding random boxes in random rooms, killing your opponents, and find these little fridges that sometimes quack that also drop health. But beware, some enemies like to camp and jump you if you're not careful. As you collect loot, you have some enemies that spawn trying to kill you. Killing them has them drop some cash, and at higher levels, enemies sometimes drop health or specific objective pickups. With enough killed, the game advances you to the next wave of enemies, where your enemies progressively become more competent. Like, they first start off blindly walking in the main hall, standing in one place as they engage you. Then you got some dudes moving or clearing crowded rooms. Oh wow, he got me there. I got domed. Then you have some just out equipping you, eventually wearing full kits. And also, you got whatever the hell this thing is. During the initial trial, gunfights are fun because any enemy can kill you if you're not careful. Since I had no choice and ran with the default loadout and stats, I had a lot of fun during my first runs, going around with my Glock, channeling in my inner John Wick. Like shooting a pistol in real life, operating your pistol has you chamber a round when you reload your mag, unless a round has already been chambered beforehand. Thankfully, there is unlimited ammo, where you do not lose all your ammo if you reload a mag early. Oh, and during a gunfight, you also have to deal with stovepipes due to an added stress mechanic, which shows in the bottom meter in your HUD. Once you have collected enough loot, you find the same microwave with chicken nuggies and leave with everything you've collected. On the flip side, if you die, you will return with a fraction of what you've collected. After playing a few rounds and grinding some loot and cash, you progress in the game by unlocking the next area, with the staircase where you do get these contracts from a faceless nurse lady that give you tasks to complete with rewards that range from data, new weapon unlocks, stat boosts, and new stages. As you complete those tasks, it unlocks new objectives that have you, as the player, collecting items to advance the game, like hard drives, VHS tapes, CDs, or getting masks or blood packs from killing specific enemies an X amount of times within a specific level. I know there is more to this game, but I wanted to give my initial thoughts since this was graciously gifted to me. But from a first impression standpoint, this game is great if you're busy with IRL stuff and want a quick and easy FPS extraction shooter experience in small bursts. I've only scratched the surface of the game, but despite being only 560-ish megabytes, I feel like the devs optimized all the content so well that you get a lot of mileage out of the levels, enemies, creepypasta-like bosses, and equipment you unlock. Overall, I look forward to playing more of this game, and as I said, it's a great single-player extraction shooter played in small bursts, especially with its attractive $5 price point. However, just be prepared to play with a vanilla loadout until you grind your first upgrade area, and from there on out, the game really starts. But even still, the vanilla experience is fun and intense enough where I think it is worth a buy.